So, as the parent's attitude is like an umbrella within the family, our attitude should be for the entire universe, because whole world is our family. Love can never be given when one lives in the expectation of receiving it first. Love is not a transactional. Love is for the very essence of our being. Awareness is the love. Recognize the biggest armor one can wear against his lower instinct is that of selflessness. Selflessness is the awareness. Desires can only promise you small victories that will be there only for limited time, which give limited happiness. Be a friend to your true self first, and then only you can hold the love of the divine universal mother. Many storms are yet to come, many battles are yet to be waged, but the destruction is only greater when one avoids the inevitable. With this fear of being able to bear the pain, those that pay too much of attention to their every wound will be left many a lifetimes with the scars of their egos. Those that have resolved to fight unto the very end will taste the nectarine sweetness of the divine self amidst the spontaneity of every unpredictable moment. You are that eternal nectar. Even when one is blinded by the folds of ignorance, one from time to time awakens to the muffled voice of his own conscience. Realize that whatever is acquired by unjust means is bound to be lost one day. The fist of fear and the selfishness can hold nothing but its own emptiness. An unrighteousness act can temporarily fulfill one's desire, but it will never let one receive its contentment forever. Sooner or later, one will be invaded by yet another army of fears. The outcome, which will be even bigger desires and a life completely unknown to the God that is pervading the nature of his own self. Such was the state of the blind king Dhritarashtra in Mahabharata, who was aware deeply within his self of the injustices, that wrong self that he has inflicted upon his nephews, the Pandavas, and he desires only for his own son Duryodhana to be the king, overpowered his ability to see the dharma, to see the righteousness. Little one realizes that in the process of attachment to the one's own children, one imparts upon him the shadows of his own ignorance and the blemishes, their own shortcomings. Duryodhana in the Mahabharata himself was nothing but the mold of fears that his father had harbored within his own blind and restless mind. Hence know that one whose intentions are insincere will suffer the pangs of anxiety. Even before any battle of life has ever commenced, even before the battle of life ever been announced, we can imagine the confusion that Dhritarashtra, the blind king, felt upon hearing that the two armies have gathered upon the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Fear can only nudge and gnaw. Fear can only nudge and gnaw. It can instigate, but it can never lead. Such was the state of Duryodhana, who was not inspired by any virtues or the law of righteousness to stand upon the grounds of the battle. He was merely instigated by greed, lust, envy, attachment, and hence he did not truly believe in the need of the battle. When one is unarmed by the truth, one will naturally perceive every opponent to be mightier than himself. In such a state, one will search for the one who can lean on and receive instant assurance of his own failing strength. Hence, Duryodhana, after closely viewing the power of righteousness in his opponents, that is the Pandavas, he went to his teacher Drona in order to point out to him the strength of the army that awaited to capture the unjust forces within him. He enticed even the Karna, he was just carrying the support of Karna because he knows that Duryodhana was relying on the non-righteousness path. So, end of the day, the righteousness lead to the salvation.